This is our review of the Ecovacs Deebot T30S Combo. I was really curious to get my hands on this robot because it's, well, super unique. So let's see how it goes.
Once again, the robot suction figures have increased and are now at a whopping 11,000 pascals. I always caution that this can be a bit deceptive and that the actual cleaning performance comes down to the brush system and how well it seals the suction to the ground. We test the actual performance later on in the video to see if it delivers or deceives.
Even though I'm a robot guy, there are still quite a few places that you can't get to with a robot.
Bundling a handheld stick vacuum with a robot feels a bit sacrilegious to me, and I was ready to rip on it in the video. But once I had it for a while, I was surprised to find it is actually super useful for those places no robot can clean. Even with the most expensive dishwasher in the world, you still do need a scrubbing brush. And this little scrubbing brush seems pretty effective. It's great for cleaning the car, skirting boards, and the crevices of ranch sliders and stairways. This review will mostly be about the robot, so I'll come back to the handheld performance later on. Let's get back to the robot then. It features rotating mops that lift up over carpet, plus a dock that can empty the dustbin and wash those mopping pads. When it washes the mops in the station, it uses 70-degree water to improve the cleaning efficacy and kill some of the bacteria. Most brands now offer an Ultra or Omni dock on their premium robots, and they're an absolute game changer. Not only do they make the robot more hands-off, but they significantly improve the cleaning performance of the robot as it can return to base and wash its mopping pads mid-clean so that it isn't smearing dirt around. The T30S analyzes the cleanliness of the water after it self-cleans its mops and identifies particularly dirty spots so that it can cover these areas more frequently in future cleans. Speaking of the mops, while a lot of brands have also gone to a similar rotating style of mop, their performance does vary a lot. They're also usually unable to clean the 50 to 60 millimeters beside the wall. However, with the T30 series, Ecovacs have released the True Edge adaptive mopping system, which essentially means that the mop swings out from the body of the robot and gets within 5 to 10 millimeters of the skirting boards. The mop will also follow the contours of corners and furniture to get as close as possible. The T30S can raise its mops up 9 millimeters when it detects carpet, so that it can automatically mop on hard floors, then only vacuum on carpet without making it wet. If you're interested in a robot mop and have any carpets or mats at all, I strongly advise against buying one without mop raising.
As always, we're just going to test the mopping capabilities by putting down some grape juice and some coffee. We've left it to dry overnight, so it's probably been down there about 18 hours now, so it should be nice and tough for the robot to get. It did a couple of passes, but it only really needed that first pass because after that it was pretty much spotless already. It's really impressive to see how good they are now because 18 months ago this test was pretty much impossible for them, but it did it with relative ease. After our mopping tests, the pads are reasonably dirty, so we're going to put it through a self-wash cycle and see how it looks. So I'm not sure if you can see it in the video, but it does look pretty clean now.
As I said earlier in the video, suction power is deceptive. Over the past couple of years, the Pascal ratings have quadrupled, but in many cases the cleaning performance has actually gone slightly backwards. This is due to the introduction of the rubber roller brushes, which improve convenience as hair doesn't tangle on them as easily. However, often the hair just isn't picked up at all. The T30S has gone back to the bristled roller brush and introduced an anti-tangle technology which proves incredibly effective. As a result, I found the T30S to be a huge step up on the X2 when it comes to carpet performance. Ecovacs have also used a non-conductive material to stop the hair clinging to the static energy. Overall, I found that the 11,000 pascals is delivered effectively and that the brush doesn't tangle it at all, making it a leading contender in the carpet cleaning category.
It did as well as any that I've ever seen on the carpet, leaving barely a grain and getting every single piece of hair up. It's actually really, really impressive, even by today's standards. On the hard floors though, it has left a few bits of coffee down there, I'm not too sure why, and it did flick a few pieces of the cereal out of the way. This is pretty normal though, and overall pretty good result. Any pieces that it did miss, it'll get the next time out. So obviously after all of that cereal, it has got itself pretty full, so we're just going to test out how well the auto empty function works.
Notably, Ecovacs have gone back to a traditional LiDAR on the T30S after going with an integrated solid-state version on the flagship X2. In my opinion, the standard version is massively improved compared with the integrated one, and as a result, the navigation on the T30S is methodical and smart. It has all of the smart app features that we've come to expect, such as no-go zones, room select, and the option to customize the cleaning settings for each room. The object detection uses an LDS array on the front bumper to help it avoid items lying on the floor.
Okay, Eco.
Go ahead.
Start vacuuming and mopping.
Okay, start vacuuming and mopping the whole house.
No more dirty footprints on my shiny tiles. Ecovacs got it covered, it's got style. It's like a
I wanted to come back to that handheld quickly. I also have a Dyson V10 stick vacuum, and while this thing is much smaller, this sucks down into the floor in a way that the Dyson just doesn't. And it also has a powered brush head, while the Dyson relies on airflow to propel the brush. It results in a surprisingly good clean for tough areas, like car floors, which are notoriously tough. You can also get a version with an extended pole and larger cleaning head.
I was pretty cynical and suspicious when I first saw the concept of putting a handheld on with a robot. I thought it was a pretty dumb idea, to be honest, that was just trying to separate it from the rest of the pack and sell a few more units. But having used it for a while now, I am actually converted. I'm kind of surprised, but I would actually choose to have it together in a single unit. It's just an extra level of convenience. You don't have to go deep into the back of the closet to find your handheld. It's all there, and it's in a nice sort of compact looking unit. Overall, the combination together means that I am much more likely to get around to doing the skirting, cleaning my car, doing the steps, all of those little things more regularly, which means that it's achieving its core goal slightly better and leaving me with an even cleaner house.
I want to add a disclaimer. I'm not a stick vacuum expert. The flagship Dyson sticks should definitely beat this handheld. However, I find it to be more than adequate and much better than I expected. When you dock the handheld device back into the base, it automatically empties itself into the same dust bag that the robot uses. The aesthetic of the whole combo is very simple, and I'd be happy to keep it in a main area of the house. It's larger than most, but I think that the extra functionality justifies it.
As a robot itself, it is very good. The navigation works well with the LiDAR, the obstacle avoidance is very good and up there with the rest of the market. The cleaning performance on carpet is good, the mopping is exceptional. I think that the edge technology is slightly better than what competitors are offering at the moment as well. Overall, I think it's actually very significantly better than the X2, which is Ecovacs' current flagship model, and it would be the best one that I've tried from Ecovacs so far.